Submachine gun taken from 7-year-old in school in St. Elizabeth. Police to pay attention to school violence. Gangs shootout in Manchester. INDECOM probe police fatal shooting while Premier League begins this weekend. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. A probe has been launched into how a 7-year-old student gained possession of a submachine gun in St. Elizabeth. The weapon was taken from the child at a school in the parish on Thursday. Superintendent Coolidge Minto, head of the St. Elizabeth Police, confirmed the incident. The name of the institution was not disclosed, and it is still not clear how the 7-year-old child obtained the firearm. And now I want to see how much guns in Jamaica that a 7-year-old have a submachine gun. This is a big gun, not a small pie, and we don't know how he even managed to lift it up. Yet the Prime Minister boasting how well he's doing, that crime is down, and now sending soldiers and police to Haiti to go fight gang war when Jamaicans afraid to send them picnic to school, them afraid to walk on road, and need more police to patrol the streets. With at least 8 road fatalities in St. Catherine since last Friday, there's another call for motorists to drive with care. This time, the call comes from Spanish Town Mayor Norman Scott. James Morgan and Nicholas Creary, both mechanics from the parish, became the latest crash victims following a collision on the Macocks Pen Main Road on Wednesday night. The men died after the car in which they had been traveling crashed head-on into a vehicle that was in the opposite lane. And it's reported that the crash occurred when Mr. Creary, who had been driving, swerved to avoid a collision with another vehicle whose driver had swerved to avoid a pothole. And over the last 8 days, 2 pedestrians died after they were hit by vehicles in separate incidents in St. Catherine. And on Friday, a firefighter died in a crash in Angles, and on Saturday, a taxi driver and 2 passengers perished in a crash on Brunswick Avenue. In the meantime, a taxi operator has called for the authorities to fix the potholes that reportedly led to Wednesday night's fatal crash on the Macocks Pen Main Road. The cab driver said the problem has existed for a long time. The Area 1 police said that they are targeting 4 high schools in western Jamaica in response to the flare-up of violence in schools during the last academic year. Commanding Officer Assistant Commissioner Glenford Miller said school resource officers will be deployed to the institutions located in Westmoreland, Hanover, Trelawney, and St. James to help quell any potential flare-up in the new school year. The schools of concerns are namely Spot Valley in St. James, Petersfield in Westmoreland, Hopewell in Hanover, and Moshette in Trelawney. Concerns about violence in schools were amplified last academic year after there were increased physical altercations involving students and, in some cases, teachers. ACP Miller said there is evidence that community gang violence has been creeping into some western schools. And with some students living in crime hotspots, the senior cop argued that they may witness violence and play out those incidents in some schools. He added that if a tough stance is not taken against school-based violence, it could pose a threat to the future of the country, as some students may graduate to a life of crime. Meanwhile, another earthquake has rattled sections of Jamaica. The earthquake unit said the magnitude 3.1 was located approximately 10 kilometers south of Buff Bay in Portland, and it struck at 11:07 a.m. yesterday and had a focal depth of 8 kilometers. The quake was also felt in sections of Kingston and St. Andrew, and this is the second quake this week. Meanwhile, leaders in the United States of Ohio are trying to douse baseless rumors that Haitian immigrants in a town there have been eating residents' pets as food. The allegations were repeated without evidence by Donald Trump at his presidential debate with Kamala Harris on Tuesday. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine said the claim by Trump is a lie, and this is what he said.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
A delusional individual who will say anything against immigrants, especially if they come from a country where the majority of the population is dark-skinned. And that is what his supporters like to hear when he bash immigrants. But it's so funny though, he got a lot of votes from that same set of people in 2016 and 2020. They would not vote for Hillary Clinton. They helped to get him elected in 2016, so it serves them right. Meanwhile, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is probing the fatal shooting of a man by the police in an alleged shootout along Cottage Drive in Gregory Park, St. Catherine on Wednesday. INDECOM said the police reported that a team went in pursuit of a male who ran when they approached him. During the pursuit, the man is alleged to have run towards a wooden house from where he pointed a weapon at the police. The police said that they fired in response, and after the shooting subsided, the man was found suffering from bullet wounds. A Taurus 9mm pistol with several numbers erased was recovered from the deceased. And INDECOM said a further 3 homemade firearms were also discovered and retrieved from a cardboard box inside the house. 15 live rounds were also found in a Gatorade bottle with cornmeal. The investigative body said the man is from a Spanish Town address. However, he remains officially unidentified at this time, pending verification from a relative. Meanwhile, police and soldiers are now patrolling a section of Greenvale in Manchester, where a man was shot and injured during a reported shootout between gangsters. Preliminary reports are that about 8:50 a.m. yesterday morning, the man who is from Gabby Street in Greenvale exited his car in the neighboring area of Bethel Street when gunmen alighted from another vehicle and opened fire at him. Police said the man returned gunfire. He was taken to hospital and was admitted for treatment. And in recent days, 5 people have been murdered in Manchester and 5 others injured in gun attacks. And that's why no soldier or police should have been sent to Haiti. Jamaica does not have enough security members to protect its own citizens. How come United States, Canada, and France, who have hundreds of thousands of soldiers and police, didn't send their troops, but bossy Jamaica sending troops? Do they think that the Haitian gangs are not going to shoot back? Just wait until bullets start to fly. On to sports, enough excitement is building for the start of the new Jamaica Premier League season this weekend. 4 matches will kickstart the new season. Vere United will face Montego Bay United at 3 p.m. Portmore United will oppose Mount Pleasant at 4, while there'll be a doubleheader at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex where Tivoli Gardens will play Mullines United at 5 p.m. and then Arnett Garden kicks off their season against Dunby Hold'em at 7 p.m. And we will have the results for you on various networks on Monday. Meanwhile, in schoolboy football, we're going to start with Manning Cup. Vauxhall and Stats played to a 0-0 draw, while Calabar were 3-0 winners over Haile Selassie. Camperdown beat Kingston Tech 2-1. And there were 2 games in the DaCosta Cup yesterday. Wycliffe Martin High and Horace Clark and St. Mary Tech to face Iona. But we have absolutely no scores from any of those games. We don't understand why they were not posted. Anyway, that's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I gone.